So, you are in your self-development journey and you probably want to reach new levels of fulfillment. Discover new ways to elevate your lifestyle. Maybe even get better results. But you don't want to guess what's going to work. You've done your due diligence and you did the research on YouTube. How to improve your life. How to reach new levels of success. And you have watched countless videos on YouTube saying to become self-disciplined, become more educated, and of course to study success. And I know I've personally said this over and over again. This is because it actually does help you to improve your life. However, in this video I will be going over something slightly different. I'm going to go over some sneaky ways to improve your life effectively on a daily basis. And these work especially good even if you're barely starting out in your self-development journey. In total, I'll be going over 4 different methods to improve your life. This is a 2-part video. I got some really good insight to share with you. But without further ado, let's get into the cheat codes of mastering self-discipline. Step number 1. So one of the best human superpowers that we can unlock is the ability to be disciplined, or your ability to master your own willpower. We all have that inner voice, and sometimes we can't even lie, it could be a bit negative. But if we can develop the discipline to not only ignore, but beat that voice inside of our head, we will slowly start to unlock our potential, and we won't ever need motivation in life. By the way, motivation is not the problem. Anyone can be motivated. You can even get random outbursts of motivation from time to time. That isn't going to lead anywhere. What you need to do is consistently beat that negative voice inside of your head until it does not exist anymore. You will always have to work with your subconscious mind. It's just the way it is. But you can start training it to have dominating positive thoughts, so you could eventually fall in love with the process of forming new disciplines in your day-to-day life. Think about it. If you fall in love with doing something over and over, why in the world would you ever need motivation? You won't. You won't need it, because we all tend to do things that we love without needing extra words of encouragement. With these 4 simple steps, you will find out some of the best ways to develop your willpower and begin to unlock those superpowers you hold within. Step number 1 is changing the way you look at yourself. There's a saying that goes a little bit like this: whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are right. An individual who constantly speaks highly of himself is far more likely to conduct himself as such than a person who jokingly talks bad about himself on a consistent basis. Why is that? Well, what you say about yourself matters. The story you tell yourself affects your emotions, which in turn affects your actions. A person who for 18 years has consistently told himself, you know what, I am not a morning person, is finally wondering why he's having so much trouble waking up in the morning. Simple. You have lied to yourself all of these years. Now you can imagine what type of damage that does, right? Life is but a mental game. If you come in telling yourself, I am not a morning person, then you are setting yourself up for failure. You're coming into the battle with a defeated mindset already. How are you supposed to win? How are you supposed to wake up in the morning when you tell yourself you are not a morning person? If you can't beat that voice inside of your head first thing in the morning, what makes you think you will have the strength to make the hard decisions in life? Let me repeat that one more time for those of you that didn't understand. If you can't beat that voice inside of your head first thing in the morning, what makes you think you have the strength to make the hard choices in life? You see, willpower and discipline is only a mental game that you must master. Once you realize that you are strong enough to change old and bad habits, like waking up late, you begin to feel strong enough to take on the bigger challenges in life. And yes, it is as simple as making that choice to get up early in the morning. But even then, A lot of people watching this video are still not going to make that choice. You're still not going to make that commitment to yourself. A lot of people still won't take action. Realize this. If you want to change your life, you must change the way you approach it. Number one, you need to change the way you see yourself. Your thoughts and your words about yourself will either make or break your discipline. Your thoughts and your words about yourself will either make or break your discipline. This is simply because your body and your actions will follow suit to what you consistently say about yourself. Key notes. Remember, all your behaviors and patterns begin from the mind. The Bible says the tongue has the power of life and death. Every time you say something negative about yourself, you are rewiring your brain to accept that as your new reality. You need to stop doing this immediately. Don't talk bad about yourself, not even joking about it. Don't do that. When you hear somebody else talk bad about themselves, don't allow that to happen. Educate them. Don't let them put that curse on their life, because their words actually have weight. They matter. Step number 2, divide up your to-do tasks into smaller sections. If a task seems too large at hand, just break it up into smaller sections. I used to do this at school all the time. You know, you're tired of the period. You want the class to end already. You're looking at the clock, hoping that time passed by, but it's only been 2 minutes. But every 5 minutes, you go and look at the clock to see how much time has passed by. And you tell yourself mentally, okay, I just got to do 2 more 30-minute sessions. I just got to do 1 more 30-minute sessions. Okay, only 2 more 15-minute sessions. All right, well, only 1 more 15-minute session and we're done. You see, breaking up a larger task can actually help you initiate the process of taking action. There's a magician called David Blaine. I'm sure you've heard of him. He does crazy stunts. Now, for one of his stunts, he spent 63 hours in an ice cube. 63 hours in an ice cube. Can you imagine the mental toughness needed to spend 63 hours inside of a cube, of ice cube? How did he do it? How did he do this? When asked the question, he said, I would break up the large task into smaller chunks. Instead of focusing on the total hour of the task, David Blaine would break it down to the hour. Just like I did at school. He would tell himself, I just need to spend the next hour in this cube, and that will be it. He told himself this every single time an hour went by. Wow. That's crazy. After every hour spent inside of that cube, he sent his brain the same message over and over and over again. And it worked. What does that tell you? Controlling your mind is only a matter of sending the right messages to your brain. And just like a muscle, you need to exercise your mind. You need to train your brain in order for it to grow in strength. You need to tell your brain to do something once, then tell it once more, then tell it again and again until it doesn't need to be reminded anymore. If the task at hand seems too large, if it seems too unattainable, if it seems too far out of reach, you need to give yourself the right instruction. Give the right instruction to the brain in a gentle and subtle way. For example, okay, maybe I won't finish a whole chapter today, but I'll start reading the first 10 verses of the book. Or, okay, maybe I'll just drive to the gym. And if I don't feel like it, I'll just drive back home. Most of the time, once you initiate the process of taking action, you will end up following through with the whole task as long as you initiate the process. If you change the way you see yourself and you divide up your to-do tasks into smaller chunks, you will enable yourself to get better results. Now, if you're still curious about what else you can do to master self-discipline, you can check out 2 different methods right here. Just click the video, watch it, implement it into your life, and enjoy the results. I hope you got value from this video. My name is Kwatemotsin. It's been your boy. I'll see you in this video right here, man.